All right. Another episode, Dirty 30 Pod. Last one before the draft. We are officially 6 days out, boys. It's crazy. How's everyone feeling?
So excited.
I feel
So
very I feel very good. I feel very confident.
Good. Good. Good feelings going into Sunday. Drafts on Sunday, 2 p.m. I'll send out the Zoom. We'll have all the good stuff. We got to figure out food, send Derek your money, all the same stuff that we do every single year, right? Over at Eric's, right? We shouldn't have to remind people too much. So, um,
nope.
yeah, man. Today's episode, we'll review the first round. We'll talk through like the bets that have already been made throughout the league. We had some news. We had Rhodey switching out keepers, right? Threw back Kincaid, who I think was a 12th rounder, and is now
Mhm.
keeping Isaiah Pacheco in the fifth. So his keepers are Kyron in the sixth and Pacheco in the fifth. How do you guys feel about that switch?
It was only a matter of time.
Yeah, it was a
I
smart,
don't think I don't
smart
think Rhodey
decision.
was fooling anybody with I don't think if it was a play to kind of like throw people off, I don't think it did a whole lot.
Okay, you sniffed this one out from a mile out.
I kind of yeah, I mean, I think it's just pretty obvious you don't keep tight ends. I've made that mistake before, and getting a first, second round running back is obvious to me.
Yeah,
Yep.
Debbie, same old, feel the same.
Yep. Same old, same.
Yeah, man,
I agree.
I feel the same too. I think Pacheco and Kyron is solid keepers, right? You can kind of do whatever you want now the first 4 rounds. So it's a good swap. Yeah, threw some little activity in the chat, but yeah, always good to have a little activity. So, um, while back, some of the boys went to Winona. We had some bets that we already kind of threw into the group chat. I just want to review those before the season starts, and then we'll kind of get into our first round here. So, first bet that was kind of thrown out there was between Tanner and Dev, right? Tanner and Dev had a Jets and Lions bet. That was Brees and Gibbs versus Wilson and Amon Ra. It was just for $40, right? Kind of weeks 1 through 14. Dev, you still feeling strong about that bet?
Yeah, feeling great. It was just a fun way to pass the time on the drive down. Tanner thought of it, and I didn't even put two and two together until 5 minutes after, and just like, hey, these are all guys on the same team. So it's kind of just an interesting bet. So why not? Let's do it.
Yeah,
Pretty fun. It's a fun bet.
I like it. Walking into it, I was like, okay, like I honestly don't know what side of the bet I would want, right? Like I don't know. It's kind of
It
like
could, I think it could go either way.
who like gets injured for a couple weeks maybe, and it could definitely go either
Right.
way. And it's a
Hmm.
strong bet too, right? $40. That's nothing to sneeze at. So Christian, feeling strongly either way on that bet?
No, that's a tough one.
It is tough, man.
I mean, and it's so. I mean, I would like say, yeah, I prefer the Lions, but they both have a lion, and then they both have a jet, so it's like, I guess I would maybe just lean. I don't know. I'd probably lean the receivers just because of the PPR aspect,
I get that.
but it's close. It's
It's
close.
close. It's close, man. Yeah, it's a good bet. Like interested to keep track of it as year goes on, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Next one, we had a group of guys. We had to throw some shade at George Pickens. You know how I think I was the ringleader of this, but Tyler wanted in on this bet. Another Dev versus Tyler bet now this time. It was $20 versus Pickens getting 1,000 yards or less than 4.5 tutties. Tyler has the under on both. How do you get?
See,
Go ahead, Christian. Go ahead.
no, what I was gonna say is if the player hits, so then if the player hits one or the other, is it a wash?
We'll have to clarify. I don't remember that.
Because
Debbie.
I almost feel like if they hit both, it should be like 40. And then
Mm,
if they don't, it should be 40.
mm.
Like
Okay. 40 either direction or a wash. Is that what I'm
Yes.
hearing? I like
Kinda,
it.
yeah, you know,
I like it. Dev, do
like
you
a
remember
parlay.
how? Yeah, yeah. Dev, do you remember how the bet went, or no? No
No.
clue. I don't remember either, man. So,
But I feel like I would smash the overs on both of those.
and you did, right? Like
Right.
that is that. That's the
That's
bet
about
that
as
you.
much.
That's the bet that you
That's
made.
about
Yeah.
as much as yeah.
I think I went over for the tutties. I thought 4.5 was kind of low
The-
for him, but
yeah,
I
Teddy's
don't know. I don't know if he's a 1,000 yard guy this year or not. But I could see him having 6 touchdowns, right? 7 touchdowns, right? He should, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll Tyler right in. We'll have to get some clarification. Yeah, kind of how that bet is formed here. So we have two more, I think. This one was another Tyler one. Tyler was very into the bets this weekend or that weekend. It was Nico and Olave versus Puka and Zay Flowers, just straight up fantasy points for $20. I remember he brought this up and I was like, nah, man, I'm good. And I thought about it and I was like, all right, maybe it's a little closer than I think. But um I like Nico and Olave, right? Like I'll be sending trades to Tyler for those two players all year round, right? Yeah. How are you guys? How are you guys feeling about that bet? You guys leaning one way or another?
Nico Olave, Puka and who?
For Puka and Zay.
Zay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say if I were to put it as like a Vegas odds, I'd
Mm-hmm.
probably give the edge to Olave and Nico,
Me too.
like
Me too.
Right.
minus like 130. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't think it's like a huge
Yeah.
favorite, but like I think they are favored. You know,
Yep.
just
Yep. I agree. Right.
yeah,
I said no like hard. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good.
right,
And I thought about
right.
it. I was like, whatever. I'll have a little fun with it. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm with you. I like it. Last one, it wasn't in the chat, but I remember me and Eric saying Zay Flowers versus Michael Pittman Jr. for $20.
Okay.
And I said Michael Pittman Jr. is dog shit.
Yeah, that one, I mean, I'm a big Zay guy. I'm not a huge MPJ guy, so
He's
I put
fine, man.
a
He's
little I
fine.
put that one a little closer, but like
Yeah.
I think that that one's close too.
Yeah. I said, hey, like I don't even know if Anthony Richardson can throw a forward pass. So
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree. I'm out on the A Rich.
I'm just I'm just playing. But where you at, Debbie? Zay, Michael Pittman Jr. I think it's another close bet, right?
For sure. I'm just a big I like Zay. The
Yeah.
upside is the upside is ridiculous. He could just
Yeah.
end up smashing that. So
Well, and in drafts, Pittman Jr. goes well above him. You know,
Right.
like well above. Like, I don't know, good 10 receivers above him. So
yep, very true.
all right, let's get into it. The moment
Before we do, I would like to propose a trade. I would like to propose a bet to a listener.
Liz, my man. I love it. What do we got?
This is beautiful.
I'd like to get Marcus a little bit more involved here.
Yes, sir.
I feel like he's been a little under the radar, and I think he likes that, but I'm ready to call him out.
Mm.
I'm
Get
gonna
it.
go and I'm gonna toss it out there, and I think it's very fair as far as value goes. But I would also like to get on the dual player
Mm-hmm.
point scoring. I'm
Ooh.
going my Achan and Reed versus his Taylor and Dell.
Achan, Jaden Reed. A very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think that would be really close. I think that
Yeah.
would be really close. I think JT will edge Achan by a touch, but I think Reed could go over Dell. Just I don't know. Like I like Dell, I really do, and I know
Sure.
he's Stroud's boy, but like Reed is just getting used a lot. I think in different ways. I think
Yeah.
it could be really close.
That's fun.
I think it touches on like, gosh, man, like Jaden Reed takes a big second year, right? Like it's I like it, man. I like it. That's a fun one. $20. $20. What are we betting on here? About pizza?
I'm gonna go with a bottle of alcohol of the winner's choice.
Yes, sir. All right.
Boom.
Weeks 1 through 14.
Weeks
or
1
all,
through 14. Regular season, weeks 1 through 14.
I think that's all of these. I think that's fair to say that's all of these.
Mhm.
I like it, man. I like it. I like it. Marcus, hit us up.
It's a good
You
one.
know, accept Christian's bet. Don't be a coward, right? Let's do big things.
Get involved.
All right, let's share my screen. Let's review the first round here. You guys seeing that all right?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm happy you pulled it up because there's a lot.
There's a lot to look at.
It definitely helps.
It's colorful, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
We got Tyler with 2 first-round picks, Craig with 2 first-round picks, the co-hosts of the show, Debbie and Christian, sitting out the first round, but joining us in the second round. Tanner's got a flop with Tyler, right? I think the best way is just kind of get into it, right?
Yep.
So we drew order. Christian's going 1, Debbie's going 2, I'm going 3rd, and then we'll just kind of keep going. And actually, Eric is keeping CMC, so it's perfect. We all kind of got 3 picks here. So as you kind of go, this is what I would do for this team, right? Hey, look at their players, look at their keepers, right? Kind of look where they're drafting, and just kind of give a little synopsis of like who you would take for this pick, man.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm number 1. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
picking in the number 1 spot. As you can see, it's Tanner's pick. So Tanner, he's keeping Gibbs and Hall in round 2 and 3. So he's gonna have a quiet couple rounds after this first pick. And he has a chance to like immediately establish himself as the best team, right? Like through the first 3 rounds, no one's gonna have a better roster than Tanner.
No.
It's clear. But I do think Bijan should be in play. I know that sounds crazy.
Me too.
But I think that with Bijan being in play, you're giving yourself by far the best. You're giving yourself by far the best running back duo, and you're probably you could easily get RB 2, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 8. You know, like you could.
Oh yeah.
I do think it would be difficult for me to pass that up. I'm a big Tyreek Hill fan, but you are dependent on the quarterback getting you the football, and like Tyreek's going to perform every year. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
But they paid Waddle for a reason, and I think there's a lot of weapons on that offense. Where if I'm Tyler, or I'm sorry, if I'm Tanner, I think I would take Bijan. I would take Bijan because only because it does give you so much more insurance. And you have so many picks moving forward, you're going to be able to get plenty of fucking receivers. They're going to like every year we've seen Puka blow up. We've seen player like receivers blow. You don't get I know Kyron was kind of like an anomaly, but like it's very rare you get like a late round running back that performs. Every year there are 5 or 6 receivers. You just got to get one of them. You know, I think I would establish myself with those top 3 running backs because I do think that the drop off between them is that exponential compared to the receivers. That's why I would pick Bijan number 1.
Debbie,
Love it.
what do you think, man?
Couldn't agree more with that.
I love it too, man. Robust
I think that's
RB,
awesome.
right? Like, yeah, man. Just like
I know Tyreek's probably going to be the pick.
and I get it, right?
Yeah,
I get it. I'm not yelling at you, but
no one's blaming him for picking Tyreek or CD.
no,
no. But I think Bijan gives him the better team at the end of the draft.
It's a go big or go home statement, right? Like scared money
It's
don't
huge
make scared money don't
statement.
make money for sure, man.
Huge,
I like it.
Huge statement.
Debbie in the 2 spot drafting for Kyle.
I mean, flip a coin, I guess. I mean, you take in Hill or Lamb, and it's just who you prefer. I don't know who Kyle would prefer. I think I would take Lamb. I think again, flip a coin, really. I just, dude just got paid. I like him better than Hill, I think, in
younger
all formats. So I think that's a pretty easy. There's no wrong answer. So but that's what I would do. That's my choice.
Nope. I'm with you, man. I think the first 3 is pretty like easy here, right?
Yeah.
Tyler drafting in Tanner's spot, right? Like he grabs Tyreek Hill. He's happy. I think he's probably hoping that Bijan came to him, right? Just with like the keepers that he has already. He has Olave in the 10th, Collins in the 11th, right? But I mean, you can't be super angry at Tyreek Hill, man.
No.
Kyle adds Lamb to Pacheco and Williams. Like, that's a great start, right? Tyler adds Hill to Olave and Collins and has a pretty dirty trio of wide receivers there. So I like it, man. This is where maybe it gets a little interesting in my opinion. But just kind of keeps getting more and more interesting as we get to the back of the draft here. So Christian, you're back up. Marcus, he's keeping Taylor in the 4th and Tank Dell in the 14th.
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to what I was saying of like, it's nice to have JT because you do have an RB1 already. But I do think like I'm kind of in the same boat. Like you have Chase there, you have Jefferson there, sitting there and like begging you to take him. But dude, like I'm telling you, the drop off from what running back you'll get here compared to what running back you'll get in the second round, it's so much greater than Chase and Jefferson to, I don't know, Debo Evans or who the fuck else. You know, it's like
Yeah.
Debo Evans could outscore whoever. Like they could outscore anybody. But you're not going to get a running back here in the second round that's going to outscore Saquon. So I think I would take Saquon. That gives you two really good running backs. And Tank Dell, he's gonna perform. He's gonna put up weeks that you are gonna be happy with. And I think Barkley is a legit threat with PPR. I don't think you're gonna see as much of the tush push with Barkley there. I think think of how many fucking tush pushes they have. Like Barkley's always gonna have the chance at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
You know, like even if they cut those in half, you know, you're giving Barkley 5 extra rushing touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they put Barkley at the quarterback doing the tush push. I don't know. Like who knows what that dumbass Italian will do, you know? Like but I'd pick Saquon here.
I love Saquon this year, man. Like, yeah, no arguments for me. I think it gets a little hairy after Lamb and Hill, and like no surprises at what happens at 4,
We
really.
don't even know. I mean, by Sunday, we don't know if Chase is even going to be like on the field or signed. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I think he went to practice today, right?
I saw that, but
Lamb
like,
got signed, right? So it's like, well, we'll see. But I'm with you, right? Like there's some uncertainty to Chase for sure.
right.
For sure. Debbie, you like Barkley at 4?
Love it.
Yeah, man.
He's gonna be. I'm so excited to watch him with the new team this year. It's gonna be fireworks.
There's
So
Craig.
I agree with that.
Craig's first of his first picks, drafting at 5. Who's Craig's keepers? Where am I?
Cook and Smith. Cook in the
Thank
5th
you. This board is so
and
great. This board is so crazy, man.
Smith in the 10th.
Thank you. Thank you. Who you got for Craig, man?
Yeah, so I get another 50-50 toss up here. You could really go either way. I think Chase or JJ here.
Yeah.
If it's me, I'm not afraid of the whole Chase thing, and I'm smashing that and running to the bank every day that he felt me at 5. I would love that if I were Craig. So not afraid of any of that nonsense that's going on. Dude's gonna play, he'll be just fine. And I'm laughing if he falls there. So
Yeah. I agree, man. I think it's between Chase and Jefferson.
if he took JJ, I wouldn't. I think that's I wouldn't be upset about that either. I think again, people are afraid of Darnold, and the dude's just going to perform. So
yeah, man.
it's really you could again flip a coin.
Yep. 100%
Craig
agreed,
Homer
buddy.
pick? Yeah.
I think he's a little butthurt. Robinson didn't come back to him, right?
Yeah.
But that happens, man. That happens when you throw a guy back. I think that makes my pick pretty easy. Who's drafting in this spot? Sorry, I did that. Tyler. I got Tyler's second pick.
Yep.
This dude is going real robust wide receiver all of a sudden. He's got Tyreek Hill, he's got Justin Jefferson, he's got Chris Olave, he's got Nico Collins, right? But when he's sitting there for you at 6, I think you just kind of figure out the draft later, right?
That'd
That would
be a
be. I
fun
would
team.
not want to face that. I would not want to face that any week. I don't care.
That would be
Like,
that would be a fun team, man.
yeah.
Yeah, and just figure out running back later, right?
Yep.
Because I don't think, if
Zero
I
RB.
remember right, Tyler doesn't have a second or a third. He maybe has a fourth and maybe has a fifth. He's got a fifth for sure.
that'd be
And he's
tough.
got his fourth, right? So his running backs will be weak, but gosh, his wide receivers would be nasty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyone else in consideration? You think it's just kind of walk Jefferson up, be happy?
Yeah. This is a guy
I
that I
think,
think number 1 overall last year. Like he's fallen to
I think
7 in a fucking keeper. Like you take him.
Yep.
Like
those first 6 have got to be pretty locked in, I would think.
I think so too, right?
Yeah.
I got one more guy that I really like, and maybe Christian will say him here.
I've got a
So,
couple.
Christian, you're picking for me. This is my first round pick. I am keeping Puka in the 6th and Zay in the 8th.
Yeah, I kind of had a tough pick here. Just because of who you're keeping. So like I don't really know knowing like I don't know. I mean, AJ Brown's an option. I think that's pretty obvious. AJ Brown's an option. And personally, that's what I would do. So if we're going that route, I would take AJ Brown, but I think I know you would take I think you would take Derrick Henry even with Zay Flowers there. But I do think AJ Brown
Gosh.
is who I would take.
I like it, man. Yeah, I like it. I won't say any more.
Yeah, I mean, you pick again in a few picks, you can hope for a running back there, like
yeah,
ever, but like you're not going to get AJ Brown in 4 picks.
I agree.
You know,
I agree,
like
right? Debbie, what are your thoughts on the pick? Was AJ Brown the one that was standing out to you?
Yeah, I mean that's what I would do if I were in that spot. Yeah,
For sure, man.
I'd be pretty happy with that.
For sure. Nothing wrong with AJ Brown. Dude's real good at football.
Dude's pretty fucking good.
Yes, yes. Debbie, Derek. He's got
Yeah.
Ken Walker in the 6th. I looked at Derek's keepers say, and I'm like, gosh, these are kind of growing on me. Ken Walker in the 6th. He's got Laporta late in the 13th. So where's Derek go for round 1?
Yeah, so I was hoping that it would be nice and easy for me, and AJ Brown would fall, and then you could kind of just round things out. Got a running back, got a tight end, got a top receiver. Man, what would I do? I feel like I'm kind of,
if you're taking a while, who knows how long Derek
think
will.
I think this is where it gets tough. I do. I
Yeah.
think it kind of falls off a little bit.
there's you can take a receiver. You could get Squirrely, get some Marv Harrison. You could get some
Ooh.
Devontae Adams. I don't think I would be too upset about having Henry there, though. I would take Derrick Henry there.
Okay. Okay.
No, I would take Devontae Adams. That's what I would do. I
Oh,
would round it out.
Olays.
I would round it out, get a top receiver. That's who I'm taking there.
I like it, man. I
Yeah,
like it. Nothing wrong with Devontae. Yeah, you got your wideout, you got your running back, you got Laporta. Hopefully, another stud kind of comes to you around the corner. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
exactly. Yep.
I like it. This kind of makes my pick somewhat easy for Craig. I just like this player. I think Travis Etienne is just a good player.
Yeah, I mean, if Pacheco wasn't kept, I think that Craig would have a hell of a decision between ETN, Pacheco, and Henry. Like that would be one of the decisions that I just wouldn't fucking want to have to make. you know.
Yeah. Debbie, we're losing you a little bit on the mic, man. So you're kind of
Kinda
going
like,
a
it's
little
just
in and out, but it's all good. We're almost at the end here. I love it, man. I think like it's a fun exercise. It's not the order like I have in my mind, right? And it'll change on Sunday, but I love it, man. I think always a good time to kind of look at and just kind of look back and see what changed. So it'll be wild,
yeah.
man.
I mean, I think, oh man, we'll see how much the pod influence has.
Very true. That's the pod has influence.
The pod does have influence, man.
But I think
Yeah.
every point we made was valid. You
Oh, for
know,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Like I don't pick till the first time in the second round. So like me telling someone who to pick should have zero like relevance on like my
Oh, I
favor. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not telling Tyler to pick Bijan because like I get something out of it. Like, or I'm sorry, Tanner to
Tanner.
pick
Yeah,
Bijan. Like I that has zero relevance to me. That's just literally who I would pick.
I don't think we ever come from like a scheming point of
Yeah.
view or nothing, right? Like I'm not giving you the A+ stuff, right? But like this is honestly what
Yeah.
I would do if I drafted for these players, you know? It's just yeah, interesting, man. How are we feeling about CMC being kept in round one? Travis Etienne goes one pick behind him.
I'm very
I'm
torn.
happy. I'm happy with him.
You're happy if you're Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
CMC at pick 9. I'm super happy about that.
I think I'm happy about it. But oof, it's just so hard. Like I think Eric could have done some wheeling and dealing for the number one pick that
Yeah.
would have resulted in better value
Mm,
to like draft him number one and keep two other guys.
mm.
You know what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with that.
I didn't
I
even
agree
think
with that.
about that, but I agree with that. I mean, yeah, I had the pick, right? I offered him it for not a whole lot of draft capital. So
Sure.
I forgot about that.
So I think if Eric could go back, possibly he would have done that. But
Yeah.
when you take the ninth pick, you almost have to take CMC because the player you're getting at 9 at that point. Like if you don't keep CMC, you're dropping off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
Like you're keeping CMC where he's at now, but I think if he could go back, he would just take the earliest pick possible and then trade with you, draft CMC, and then keep two guys, keep two other guys.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I
But I
yeah,
don't know.
I
I don't want
feel
to speak for
I
Eric.
feel
Eric is
okay
a
about it,
manager, he
right?
knows what he's doing. So
Yeah. Yep. I'm happy to have CMC, obviously, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah, I just yeah. I play a little different, right? Having a first round keeper just kind of isn't my thing, but I hear you, boys. One last look at it. We'll do the real thing here on Sunday.
Yep. Undo all those picks.
Sounds good, boys. Well, I will send out all the info about Sunday. I'll send out the Zoom link. We'll have like a draft recap show here, kind of the week following. So, all right, boys. See everyone at the draft.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Good luck.
Good luck, boys.